Hey everybody, what is going on? It is DJ, and today I am going to be doing the video. I'm going to be showing you guys, starting today, how to create your own items on Diablo 3 Reapers of Souls for the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, and this video in particular is going to be the PS3 and the PS4. Now if you don't know how that works, usually, pretend these are just PlayStation, but it works for either platform. You got the Xbox 360 or the PS3. Now you can get items on there if you would like, but if you have next gen, you are gonna need a 360 or a PS3 in order to get items on either the Xbox One or the PS4. So you do need an old gen console if you want to get items for the new gen. It's a little weird how that works, but you need both in order to do good on the other. It's basically how it works. And that works for Xbox and for PlayStation. I just have the Xbox ones because I just recently got the Xbox, and I got both of them now, so I can do items on Xbox. And on PlayStation, since I've had it for longer and I'm more experienced with a PlayStation, I downloaded everything. So basically, you need a few things. You need, well, one, a USB. Doesn't matter what size, as long as it's big enough to fit your game save on there, whether it be from a PS3 or an Xbox 360. And basically you need to plug that in, which is what I'm gonna do right now. Now you're not gonna hear a ding because I think I muted the screen. I think. Now as you can see, I have my PS3 save and my PS4 save. This content save is actually my Xbox 360 save. So this here is actually my Diablo save on Xbox, the Diablo 3 save. Now I don't need that, but basically what you're going to do on the PS3, you're going to create a save on the PS3, copy the save with all the characters that you have that you created on there, copy it to your USB. Basically you go into the save games and then you push triangle and then hit copy, and then copy the save to the USB. Bring the USB to the computer. It'll have the save already on there, so you don't have to worry. And then what you're going to need a few programs. Now you're going to need, for PS3, I'll do Xbox in another video because it's a whole another process. A few minor differences here and there with the Xbox one. So for right now, let's do PlayStation. You are going to need this file here, which is the ROS PS3 tool. Basically it loads up your save off of your device, whether it be USB or on your desktop or in some other folder. It'll load it up and it'll either allow you to decrypt it or re-encrypt it. So basically that's what that program does. You are going to need that, and you're also of course going to need a version of the Diablo 3 editor itself. As you can see, I have one here. I haven't used it in a while, but I've been getting, from the past, since I started doing videos on items and everything, I've been getting videos. People want to know how you've been doing this. So today I got my new mic, so I can actually record voice. It's very weird. I don't know how I was missing it, but I just was. But basically you are going to need the editor, as you can see here. If you go to the main, here's what the picture looks like. Now there's one place only to get this editor, and it is right here. You can, let me just, here we go. Alright, I'll put the links to the description of all the sites and everything that I do for the PS3 version and the Xbox version of the video. The Xbox version, I'm thinking I might do the day after this video goes up. But basically you're going to come here, and it's going to be the very first file. You don't click on here. You're going to come down until you see this green little box thing. You're going to click on that, and basically it's going to allow you to download it. You can I'd rather save it. You'd rather save it because it is a zip file. So you're going to want to save it so that you can unzip it and then extract the files and open everything up. And then the PS3 decryption, which is the tool I just showed you, which allows you to open up the save and allow it to work in the editor. Now, this save here, this save editor here, this is for the original Diablo 3 vanilla for the PS3 and Xbox 360. It's the original Diablo 3. If you're gonna use that, then this is the one for you. You just click on the next to the green box again, and you can go download that. But for right now, oh, that's not the minimize. For right now, as you can see, we do have, now that we have the steps for the PS3, we're gonna go ahead and hit this little box up here. It's gonna open up. Basically, you're gonna find wherever your save is. It should be on your USB. So how about I just actually click on my USB instead of my desktop. Then you're gonna go find your folder with your save. Now mine's an American version, so it's Blues 31437. It's the same for everyone in the United States. Now depending on which region you're in, it'll be different, but it shouldn't matter. If that is the case, you can use brute force and then just change the region over. It's brute force is easy once you know how to use it. That's a video for another time. Now that's a whole nother video. Basically, you're gonna click on it. It's gonna load up. It's gonna show where your file is. As you see, it's in the E drive, which is my USB. Now it says it's encrypted. Basically, you're gonna wanna decrypt it. This is the only way that you can edit the files. Is to decrypt them. So you're gonna hit OK. I got 13 files on there, no big deal. All my characters, my account data, all that fun stuff. So once it's decrypted, now you are able to open the editor and then go up to File, hit Open. Alright, now if it's not already selected up at the top, as you can see, it already is reading that I have my USB in, and you're gonna click on Account Data. You can hit Profile Data if you want, but Account is the one I usually stick with. So it's gonna load up here. Now I let the progress bar do its thing. Alright, now it'll show all your characters. Now this is a very old save. I haven't done this, like I said, in a long time. It's been, gosh, it's August, almost the end of August. I haven't done this in 4 months due to a few reasons, but I'm not here to discuss my feelings. I am here to show you guys your answers and how I've been doing things. Now, we're going to start off with something simple just to show you guys real quick so I can finish off the PS3 little tutorial here. Alright, so you can see everybody loves the Professional Russian's Fast Sword. It's quite a mouthful, I know. Say it 3 times fast, it's crazy. Basically, it's a really fast sword, and if you put the right effects on it, it can be a very strong sword as well. So basically, you're going to hit a new item. I'm just going to show you how to make a sword real fast. GBID is the item itself, so we're going to create another Professional Russian's Fast Sword. So basically, you're going to go down to Developer Weapons, and you're going to scroll down until you see the Professional Russian's Fast Sword. You're going to click on that. Now, as you see, it has 1 through 6 for the affixes. This is where you can add like your damage, your cooldown reduction, your critical hit chance, all that fun stuff, sockets. Now there are 7 effects. Now I'm going to hit save real fast. As you can see, it did save over on the side, but we're going to come back to it. I just want to show you. This is the 7th effect. Basically it's the Mystic, where you can re-roll another effect and add more into it. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and add in some damage. Let's get this thing cranked up with some damage. Now I'm actually going to fill it down. That way it puts it all at damage. So now all I have to do is go back and hit the 40% and then fill down with that. And now I have two 10 to 40%, and then the rest is damage numbers. Now the way I have my Gem of Ease set up is, well, it's been like this for a while, but I have a Gem of Ease. Basically it's like the perfect balance, so it's not too high in percent damage, but it's not too high in the damage numbers, so it's kind of perfect. So the way I have it set up here, it works out perfectly fine. So I'm gonna hit save. You don't have to hit save every single time. Now the durability and max durability, unless you're made of a lot of money on this game, really you don't have to touch you can just leave these at 0. It doesn't really matter. If you don't have durability, then is your item gonna break? I don't think so. I mean, maybe every once in a while, but alright, so basically for item level, you're gonna do level 1. Now the reason why level 1 is because this makes it so if you create a new character, for example, you can use this item on any character no matter what their level is. So level 1 is the preferred, and that's usually how I use it. Legendary level, I always put it at 70. I've seen some people put it at 69. It's just a habit for me to put it at 70. I don't know, 70 just makes me feel like it's doing something. The rarity, now you can keep it at common. Basically these have different effects. It makes the weapon look different, like the background image behind the weapon. Now we got commons, the magicals, which is the blue background, the rares, which actually have like the yellow background, but it also allows you to rename the item, which is really cool. We're actually going to select that. We have legendary, which is that goldish look, and then we have magical, level 10 magical. So we're going to click on level 6 rare, so that later on I can show you that we can rename the weapon as to whatever you select in the selections. You can rename the weapon to your liking. Now for gear such as weapons and armor and shields and all this, you don't need to change the rank. The rank is only for legendary gems, so you can change the rank from 1 to 150. So that you don't have to worry about touching that. The flags, enchantable. Now this here is a whole, basically, long story short, normal means that the item is normal, you know, it's whatever, it's an item. Enchantable means that you're able to enchant it at the mystic. Now ancient is where if you go on the next gen consoles, it shows like that little extra to the border of the item. Basically it's ancient. Now that makes it just look that much better in my opinion. So I always do the ancient. Now I always do the 1.5. You see the 1.5 at the end here. Now it's just one that everyone's been having some luck with, so I kind of stick with it. The die, you don't really need to worry about a die on a weapon per se. Now unless you want to get creative and you want to look different, the vanishing die on a weapon will actually make your weapon disappear. It's the only die that I know of that actually makes your weapon disappear. I know there's a few other things you can do to like make your weapons look different, but as far as disappearing, vanishing die is the one that you would want for that. But basically I'm just going to leave it alone for now. Now the tier quality, now it is a professional Russian's fast sword as it is, but basically this will allow you to add whatever tier quality you want to an item. For example, for armor, if you want to put more armor on it, like if you want to make a shield and put like 2,000 or so armor on it, you'll use a Crusader shield tier 21, I believe is the highest for armor that you can get. At least to my knowledge. It's like I said, it's been a long time. So basically I'm just going to do the fast sword again. I mean, why not? It's a fast sword already. The quantity, you don't have to worry about touching that unless it's like gems or greater rift stones, which you actually you can't do unless you log in for the greater rift stones. But for keystones, for I believe potions, gold, blood shards too. So you don't have to worry about that in an item. The unbound means that it's you can send it to your friends, you can drop it, you can sell it, you can trade it. That's basically what that is. Now it says here that it can account bind on equip and account bound and all that. Now it'll say in the game when you go to put it on that it will be account bound when you equip it. However, unless you check this box, the binding box, it will not be bound to the account. It'll say it is, so you can maybe scare off a few friends saying, you know, I don't want to get rid of this and here's why. but unless you check this box, you can still send it. But once you hit the binding box, it actually prevents you from sending it in the mail, and it actually doesn't show up in the mail. And then the hireling, basically you can keep it to your own self, to your own character, or you can put it to one of your fellow adventurers, your fellow toons. Now the inventory, basically you're either going to send it to your locker where you can store any of your creations so you can come back at a later time. Inventory is usually where you keep it so you can always equip it later on, just to make sure that's in the game. You can put it on your head. I wouldn't recommend putting a sword on your head. I mean, it may look a little weird, but basically you can put it in your main hand so you automatically have it equipped when you load in the game. But we're just going to keep it at inventory. I'm going to hit save changes just because. Alright, so like I said previously, we did change it to level 6 rare. The reason why is because, as you can see, it says rare name. Now you can only change the name when it's rare, or if you're, I believe if you are using a set item, I believe if you use level 10 magic, you're also able to change the name, but I'm not 100%, so we're going to stick with the rare. But basically you're going to choose a name. I'll choose, I don't know, Knight. Here we go. Let's use Knight. Now you see there's going to be some numbers that show up. Every time you click on a different name, there's going to be different number changes. So you don't have to worry about those. Don't even worry about those. Now there is a box here. It says item name is prefix. Now you don't need to click that in every single time. It's only for like there's certain items where I believe it's common, like if you have it to common rarity, that it allows you to like you can change the name around. So if you have Knight, for example, on the screen, you can actually, like, it can be Shield of Knight or it can be Knight of Shield is basically how that is. So it basically flips the way you have the wording around for the item. So it's just another thing to kind of mess around with, but I don't check the box in. So like I said, it's just a habit. Now we are using a sword. Now this is where the mystic is. Now we can transmog it, and basically I'm going to, since it is a one-handed sword, I am going to go down to one-handed swords, and let's do the God Butcher. Why not? I actually found out they look really cool dual-wielded too. But so the old effect, now the old effect is what you want to previously have on the item when you go to roll it. Now I usually do this. Basically, the first 6 effects I do, like the damage, if it's a weapon or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to the mystic, me personally, I like to put the sockets as the last affix from the mystic. It's just, like I said, it's just a habit. You can do it whichever way you want. The enchant count, you can change this around. I usually keep it between 0 and 3. Just to kind of give it that extra roll chance. I don't believe it really matters, so I kind of just leave it at 0 sometimes. So I'll just save it here, save item changes, save Ha, which is the name of the character. Now you can actually click on the item and duplicate this item. Now I'm gonna do 10 just to show you. Okay, so it is all the same item. Now, seeing as how it's on a character, now if it were in your stash and you were on next gen, you would have up to 350 stash space, I believe is the new max. Now last gen it's 210, if I remember right. It's 210. I'm not 100% sure. So basically on a character you can only have 60 inventory spaces. We just used 10. Now there are 2 ways to do it. To fill in the space, you can either create more items, or you can do what I'm doing and duplicate and see if we can get a stronger sword out of the mix. Now I did hit the duplicate button. Now there is a faster way to do it, and actually if you go to your keyboard and hit Control D, it'll actually duplicate the item, that we don't have to keep clicking the button to duplicate. And then as you can see, we got 1 out of 60, but we do have, once we hit it all, we have 60 out of 60 items. So without further ado, we are going to save ha, because you need to save it in order for all the items to actually save. And we're gonna save all just to give it that extra safe side save. And now that we're done, basically on the PS3 version, or PS4, you're going to, once you're all set and done editing your characters, your profile, and you saved everything, you're gonna wanna re-encrypt the save. And then as you can see, it's gonna 300. Whew, 300. Imagine that. 13 files have been encrypted. Now it'll change up here. It'll be highlighted. This will let you know once you have encrypted. It will not let you click it again. Now that tells you that your save is all set to go. You can plug it back in your PS3, and you're good to play some more Diablo. Now as far as getting your save from PS3 to PS4, all you need to do is when you load up the game, you need to, at the main menu, there'll be, you can continue the story, or if you haven't started already, you can load a story. Now at the very bottom it'll say more in the menus, and when you hit more and then you scroll all the way down the list after you hit more, it'll actually say export save. Now it's gonna ask you, are you sure you want to export to PS4 system? You're gonna hit yes if you want to export it, and then from there you go on the PS4. Now you do need the PS4 version, like I said earlier, and you actually need to, in the main menu of the PS4, go in under more, and then under more you're gonna go down to import save. Now it's gonna ask you, are you sure? And basically you're gonna keep clicking X, and you're going to, it's gonna show all your characters up. It's gonna give you a little, I think it's like a 3-second countdown, and then it loads your save. And basically every character that you had on PS3 will be transferred over to the PS4, whether you had old items up to the new items that were made for next gen consoles, such as Greater Rift Stones, and what else, like basically the new gen update, whatever the update has that the PS3 doesn't, and you have it on that save, it'll be on the PS4 version when you import the save. So yeah guys, that's basically how you do it on the PS3 and PS4. In the next video I will talk about the Xbox. The Xbox is a little different, so you gotta bear with it because it has a few steps. Now as you can see, it does involve this other program here. It's a little different, not too challenging. It may take you a little bit to understand, but yeah guys, that's basically it. I know a lot of you have requested for this, and well, now that I was able to actually record the sound, which took me forever to do, I'm able to show you guys how I did it. So anyways guys, thank you for watching. Till next time, peace out.